Sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight for cleaning up my ponies. One more time, I said I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight for cleaning up my ponies.
What's it, Gabriel? Dreamcast guy here, and today we're
Uh-oh.
talking
Here we
about
go
the
with this controller
PlayStation
stuff
5
again.
because they just
Oh,
released
wow.
what is
Dreamcast guy talking about the PlayStation 5? Oh, gee
kind
willikers.
of a stealth update, but
Stealth.
just to their retro game selection.
Bro,
So
they ain't got no retro game selection. And the funny thing is, I already know what you're going to get with this video. Most of those games run better on the Xbox Series anyway, with enhancements, mind you. The only thing you guys got is trophy support. That is it. But the original Xbox games and the 360 games have all been enhanced through Microsoft's very own superior backwards compatibility system. So it seems like Sony's trying to copy that, apparently.
for the last couple months, there have been some leaks and rumblings that apparently
What?
PlayStation is trying to invent a new way to do like backwards
Well,
compatibility.
see, there's a problem with that, and I'm going to explain. And this is the problem that happened with Microsoft's very own compatibility, is the fact that a lot of the games that PS2 had were third party. So you're going to have to talk to Square, Capcom. Why would they drop any PS2 games through your catalog when Square could be like, we'll do our own Kingdom Hearts and we'll put them on multiple platforms? Hey, Square, we like the Dragon Guard on the PS2. Would you mind putting it on our PlayStation 2 emulation? No. In that case, we'd rather just re-release the game and put it on all platforms. You see, I'm telling you, man, this is why this is becoming a redundant feature, and Microsoft's seen this a long time, but they were at least able to pay out of pocket for a lot of the games that got introduced through their backwards compatibility system, right? Which some of the games are being delisted, like Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, you see? I mean, you can't even go buy these games. If you have them, you're good, but if you don't, well, you're out of luck.
Like, obviously, they have PlayStation Plus Premium, which has PS1, PS2.
But see, but the problem is that's only going to apply to PlayStation games. You know, you're not going to, maybe ATV Fury, you know, you really think that Capcom, Square, or whoever, Konami, whoever made these games for you, they're going to work with you. Unless Sony's willing them to give them a check to say, hey, if you make these games backwards compatible with our system, you know, we'll give you a cut. They're not. At the end of the day, this is going to be like Jack and Daxter, Sly Coopers, which he did mention. Stuff like that. Stuff that Sony has full control over. But you're not going to sit there and be able to tell a company, hey, you know that PS2 game like Def Jam Fight for New York? We want it backwards compatible on our system. That's not, no. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. Sony don't have the money to pay out for these games.
To PS3 kind of, and stuff like PlayStation Portable, but some of the games apparently are more difficult to port. And
What?
Some of the PS2
Man, Microsoft is, what are you talking about, man? Microsoft has been doing this for much longer, and Microsoft don't have a problem with this.
stuff has pretty much no features in it. So now the first games built into the new emulator have just been released. Sly Cooper and Tomb Raider, and one of them is a completely broken
Which
dumpster.
is funny because you could play Tomb Raider Legend, play the superior 360 version through Microsoft's very own. Sorry, guys, I'm promoting the Xbox Series X because obviously I'm a Xbot and I'm being sponsored by Microsoft. So yes, you can play the superior version of Tomb Raider Legend through the Xbox Series X, and let alone the One X. You still get the enhancements no matter which Xbox platform you're playing it on. It will still be better than the PS2 version of Tomb Raider Legend. Okay, Clone Wars, same exact thing. You get enhancements 4 times, 8 times enhancements depending on the console you got. And Sly Cooper, you can play it through turning your console offline and, you know, doing it through developer mode. So we have access to all your games.
And the other is half decent. So let's take a look at this and see why this is so different and why I am still skeptically optimistic about it.
But this is one thing that Microsoft does far better than Sony, and yet again, you guys give them no credit for. So it's so funny that you guys decided to make a video like this, but Microsoft, I mean, I don't understand. Like, you can't call yourself a real gamer. I'm going to say it right now. Y'all like, well, come on, GameStop. You cannot call yourself a real gamer not owning an Xbox. Huh? What you mean, though? I don't need that, though. All I need is my PS5, man, and my Nintendo Switch. Nah. You're not a real gamer. Because Microsoft gives you access to Sonic Adventure 1, 2, Unleashed, Generations. You know, you get access to all Guardian Heroes, Daytona, Virgin. Like, dude, the legacy of games is still within Microsoft's very own ecosystem. You feel what I'm saying, guys? At the end of the day, not saying like if you don't own an Xbox, you're not a real gamer. Like I'm just saying, any gamer that has played remotely in the past will like an Xbox. You have access to new games as well as your old library. That's why I like Xbox. I like the fact that I can go back and play Gears of War. I like the fact that I can go back and play my old games, man, with enhancements. Panzer Dragoon Orta, oh my God, beautiful game. Runs at 4K 60 too. I'm just saying, man, as much as you people say that Xboxes suck, okay, well, even though that's not the case, but let's just agree with them. Let's play devil's advocate with them. Well, Microsoft doesn't suck in regards to backwards compatibility. It's top notch. You know, I'd buy an Xbox solely for that. And if you're playing your games through developer mode on the Series X or the Series S, perfect. My Xbox is probably the best emulation console device that you could buy as of right now. And you guys be hating on it. But you claim that, oh, we old school gamers, we retro game, we back in it. No, you're not. Because if you are, you would not hate on the Xbox.
So, hi, I'm Dreamcast Guy. And if you enjoyed this video, so these games, because they are still technically running on a PlayStation 2 kind of, they do still...
What do you mean? It's a PS5. They're not running on no PlayStation 2 kind of. You hear how this dude's trying to cap for this?
Occasionally have, like, frame rate issues and stuff, because, like, right there's
it doesn't have those problems on Xbox.
Happiness, that is part of the console, unfortunately.
Oh, so the PS5's underpowered, huh? You know, let's run with these narratives, guys. So I guess the PlayStation 5 is having trouble running a PS2 game when this game runs pretty fine on Xbox.
Whereas with remasters and remakes, they can fix stuff like that. So in this
here we go. You hear this? Bro, you're wrong. Because Microsoft has Panzer Dragoon Orta at 4K 60, bro. What is you talking about? A lot of their games are enhanced automatically. Auto HDR and everything. Like, what is you talking about? Gears of War runs at 4K 60 on the Series X. Enhanced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even the games that Microsoft didn't enhance have some form of enhancement. My boy was playing Dead Space 2. He's like, yo, the frame rate and the refresh rate is good on this. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even do a patch and update for it. At the end of the day, Microsoft is the best place to play old games, especially if you're talking about gaming consoles. If you're playing games in developer mode, that's even more of a plus. If you play the games through their own ecosystem, through their own backwards compatibility options, it's still a plus. It's still better than what you're getting here.
There are going to be little issues like that because it is...
How is there issues? It's a PS5.
To its own code, it believes this is a physical disc and an actual...
PS5 is so weak that it can't run a PS2 game.
Console. So when this plays, it can't tell that it's not real.
It can't tell that it's a PlayStation 5, bro. Y'all capping so hard.
It is a real PS2 game, you know, flaws and all. But this one is also widescreen. So I've noticed some of these new emulated games are widescreen and some are not. Some of them have the edges cut off. All right, now I can actually... Okay.
It looks rough because you know why? Sony's not actually enhancing the game. Essentially what they're doing is that they're giving you the PS2 version of the game with no enhancements. And that's probably why the games look a little muggy. You know, the texture's a little warped and you're getting these frame pacing issues, which were all prevalent during the PS2. So, I mean, I still think it's a very playable game if you want to still play this game. It's not worth, I'm going to go pick up the Xbox version over this. I mean, it's the same, you know, but at the end of the day, the Xbox, I play the Xbox version. It has a little bit more glisten. It's definitely very touched up. It's kind of crazy when you really compare PS2's compatibility games in regards to Xbox. You're like, wow, the Xbox is way better.
That looks really good.
Doesn't look better than the Xbox
version. I'm sure people
version.
who have not played much PS2
the only thing you guys get is trophies.
Not be super impressed by this. So here's the other part of this PlayStation 2 emulator. Oh my God, look at that frame rate. So Tomb Raider...
Oh, that's what you get for playing on PlayStation.
...is running at 480p, not even 720. It is running at 480p and 30 FPS.
All this because you don't want to pick up an Xbox and play, man. Buy an Xbox and play. You can play the 360 version, the superior version of the game. And the funny thing is, you guys, all right, and you guys also, and I'm not going to completely just bash Sony for this, but you guys are complaining about a backwards compatible version of a PS2 version. This game was inferior back on the PS2, no different than Underworld. right? These PS2 versions, I mean, if you pick it on Xbox, it plays pretty good. The original Xbox, it still plays good. But at the end of the day, Microsoft had the best versions of Tomb Raider Legend, right? So if you want to play the game, play it on your Xbox. Why would you even suffer to go through this game?
This emulator, I mean, it has to be something beyond just the emulator. There has to be something more crucial and
No,
core.
it's the PlayStation 5 being underpowered. You know, the fact that you guys can't even run a game like this at 4K 60 like the superior Xbox shows you that PS5 is not as powerful as it claims. No, I'm not going that far. I'm just saying it just shows you how far Sony is behind when it comes to gaming.
That's not really.
These are the people that you guys want to control the masses of gaming when they can't even get these games to run at even 720p.
Working.
This game ran better on the PS3 than what you're seeing on the PS5.
This is just bafflingly bad. I mean, it looks downright terrible.
Well, that's how most PS2 games were. So this ain't no problem to me, guys, because this is how most PS2 games were.
Like, let's actually run around a bit here and do some stuff while we're talking.
And I don't think it looks that bad for a PS2 game, but it just, like I said, if you're talking about Microsoft's backwards compatibility, of course, this looks horrible.
Make save states now. Oh, there we go. So it means you can easily revert back. Now, that's a very common feature in any emulator. Now, something I feel like some people are going to say is, why do you care about this? Why do these emulators matter? I mean, honestly, there are...
You care so much about it, but you don't pick up... you don't play these games on Xbox.
Or better emulators
where they're
out
better.
There are some fantastic...
and they're better on Xbox.
Emulators that already exist from a lot of devs.
And a lot of other platforms.
Could just download a ROM or something like that. But to me...
Well, how about just play it on the Xbox Series X through there? You know what? Go ahead.
I do like the idea of being able to purchase my games to show the fact that I do want stuff to exist.
It's all these narratives, bro. I can't stand when you people act like Xbox gamers don't buy games, bro. Not everybody buys games on Game Pass, bro. I have this game owned. I don't really care for the game, but I bought the game. You know what I mean? You PlayStation dudes make it seem like Xbox dudes don't buy games, bro. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? It's these narratives. Oh, they don't play Japanese games. They don't play RPGs. All they play is dude bro stuff. Man, get out of the freaking 2006, man. It's like the days of Halo 3 and these Xbox Live parties. Bro, y'all are stuck in the past, bro.
Big believer in vote with your wallet. So if they did make something like a Skies of Arcadia remaster someday or something, I would buy that at any price just because I'm obsessed with Skies of Arcadia.
Now you want to talk about Sega games.
Multiple versions of like the Shenmue remasters and stuff. So if they start to actually make the emulators good, if they manage to find a way to like take these games and bring them forward, I would love to show the publishers like, hey, I am a fan who is interested in actually getting more of this. Wow. The graphical, like the blurriness is definitely the weirdest part.
What do you expect? It's a PS2 game.
Of this, and the fact that it's 30 FPS. Now, some games get stuck at 30.
And you're playing it. And you're playing this game at 30 FPS. But yet, for some reason, that's not a problem. But then you want to bash Xbox gamers for playing at 30 FPS? But you have no problem playing this at 30 FPS. Okay, makes sense.
FPS because
an inferior version of Tomb Raider Legend when you could pick up the best version of this game on Xbox.
It's like engine based. There are certain games where if you increase the frame rate, it breaks the physics or dismantles part of like how things fall.
Now they want to be logical about this.
Oh man.
Look, he's not happy, bro. He is not happy.
When things heat up,
monitor here while I'm recording the gameplay. I've got the big TV next to me. On the big TV, it looks like 50 times worse. Oh my god. Saving a game will progress. Oh no! I'll just jump over here.
Seems like Dreamcast guy hasn't played a game before.
Like, this is especially weird because this is technically Crystal
He's
Dynamics.
Like, oh no!
Isn't it? Crystal Dynamics is down.
Bro, literally, bro. Like, I mean, if you almost died by the rock, man. Now imagine if you was playing the classic Tomb Raider. You would have already been back to the checkpoint. Oh no!
Owned by Embracer, right? This is one of the companies that got sold off by Square Enix.
Oh no!
So it's weird to think that a company that is so heavily based on, at this point, making remakes and remasters, the fact that they would make such a pathetic freaking remaster is so baffling.
Who said it was a remaster, though? It's a PS2 game. This is how most games look on the PS2. What are you talking about, bro? Most PS2 games looked like this, looked and played like this. But yet you guys say the original Xbox was trash, but the original Xbox games don't look this bad.
Like, wait, again, this is one of the ones that's
And in my personal opinion, I don't think Tomb Raider Legend looks that bad. I'm just saying you can play the best version on the Xbox. Like, what's going on with you people?
Screen that I think maybe isn't supposed to be. This has skip schematic right
And
now.
what's even worse is that you guys got save states for your games. Microsoft made it where it was not as noob friendly. Like you playing the original Xbox games the way you're supposed to, just with enhancements. You're playing the 360 games with just with enhancements. Don't have to have no emulation thing. Don't have to have where you can, because that's where it ruins the game. When you start introducing things like that, people don't beat the games the way they were intended to. That's why it's hard for me to get through Final Fantasy VII on the Xbox, well, the latest version, because they got all this cheap stuff. Oh, 3 times XP. You know, you can speed up, boost up your thing. It just kind of takes away from the game. And I know people say, well, you don't have to use it, which is true. But to me, I would rather just play the game on the PS1, PSP, or just play the game where it's not available. You feel me? Because it really ruins the adventure of that game, man. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. At the end of the day, PlayStation ponies are playing games at 480p at 30 frames per second when you can pick up all these games, even Sly Cooper through developer mode, and you can play these games much better. But hey, it is what it is, man. It doesn't pay to be a pony. I said I'm sorry, Sony. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight for cleaning up my ponies.